36 track at the East. This is the big one. Today and tomorrow.
Salamini Corporation 01, it's Steve Randall.
10 laps the distance for this heat race for the speed stocks right here to get them into the
What he's waiting for, Ed Yarrington, our chief starter, likes what he sees. Green flag is out and we are underway.
5 minutes of the 72, gets an early jump. Now take a look at that. Now what's going on into turn 1. The 44 caught in between there, Ray Gardner.
Falcone in the 09 can't get it going, loses a bunch of spots. He's out of a qualifying spot before they even finish lap number 1. Clement sets the point. Furtado sits second, third. The 05 of Eddie Plant for Gardner hangs in top on the outside, right on the outside of Stacy Moulton. And they've got the 08 of Rusty Bryant right behind, rounding out the top 6.
Moulton fifth in the points battle here in the street stock division, trying to get his 16 down with an 80.05. Plant has nothing to do with that though. But on the outside, Gardner in the 44 tries to make up some lost space.
Bumper tag through the top 6 cars. Clements setting his own pace, but Furtado wants to go just a little bit quicker. You can see him all over the back bumper of Clements as they head off that second corner. That's allowing Gardner to hold on to the outside of Stacy Moulton as they battle for that 4th spot.
Still Clements takes them through 4. And on the inside is the number 5 of Furtado. Furtado trying to get by, cannot do it. The 05 of Plant right behind him, approaching the halfway point.
Cross flags out this time by Clements, continues to set the pace. Furtado second, Plant, Moulton in your top 4. 6, it's a battle between Rusty Bryant and the 44 of Gardner for that 5th spot. A little bit of bumper tag there off the second corner, nothing major. Gardner slips back to 6. Paul Mealy right there in the number 22 trying to take that spot away. And there he does into the 6th and final qualifying spot.
He's riding in that 08 now, fighting to get behind Moulton. Clements dropping back off the pace, finds himself in 3rd.
Up front, we've got a new leader. Tom Furtado in the number 5 sets the pace. The 05 of Eddie Plant second. Bryant now looks to the high side. That's his favorite groove. Working that second groove. Gets by Moulton. Now works to the outside of Clements. This time by Popsicle sticks are up. 2 to go.
So 2 more from Furtado and Plant, and now Bryant, the 08, who finds himself in 3rd. Moulton following behind is still Clements in the 72. Continues to fall off the pace.
White flag is out last time around. The battle for 6th between the 22 Amelia, the Clements in the 72, and the 01 of Steve Randall. Randall started scratch on the field. Leaders coming into 3 out of turn 4. Checkered flag is waving. And Tom Furtado takes down the win second. Rusty Bryant just edging out the 05 of Eddie Plant. Moulton was 4th with Paul Mealy.
The second of 3 street stock heats, taking the track now. Your pole tonight, Aiden Speed and Custom out of Cumberland, number 36, it's Jeff Sutcliffe. On the outside of Sutcliffe, Precision Signs, B&C Machine, MST Enterprises from Hanover, Mass, 76, Rich Napier. Inside of row 2, Captain Nick's Rock and Roll Bar, Block Island Recycling, Yellow Kittens Tavern from Block Island, number 13, Rob Murphy.
Position, green is out and we're underway.
Dead Court 3rd in the points race in this division. Little bumper tag happening between the 36 of Sutcliffe.
3 wide
down, of Lauro.
3 wide down the back straightaway. Lauro takes a bit underneath the 36 of Sutcliffe as Napier runs the high side. No room there, backs off and stays in that 3rd spot.
Still, Sutcliffe retains his lead, and now Lauro starts to fade from the pace just a bit. Napier finds himself in 2nd.
Pete Roeder on the outside, and the number 8 dropping back just a little bit. As Dingus Barry tries to make it 3 wide on the inside of Pete Roeder and the 13 of Murphy. 3 wide though as Roeder gets caught on the high side of Fernandez and the 21 of Bobby Betancourt. They're all battling for that 6th and final qualifying spot.
And fighting hard they are. The number 2 car of Doug Rio gets around on 4.
Napier gets extremely sideways off the second corner. Rio gets around off the 4th corner. He keeps it going. And the 76 of Napier slows up Fernandez just a hair and that allows the 21 of Betancourt to move into the 5th spot. The 30 of Demures to squeeze by Fernandez as Fernandez drops back to the 8th spot.
11 at Ford, driven by Jerry Smith, way off the pace, and out of the race goes Napier at the 76.
Cross flags out that time for Sutcliffe in the 36. Lauro now makes a look underneath, gets extremely loose, but gathers it back up. Murphy sits 3rd. Look at Betancourt on the outside, takes over that 4th spot from De Gasperi. Demure still sitting in that 6th and final qualifying spot.
Sutcliffe still fighting it out with Lauro in the 65. Murphy from Block Island in that number 13 behind him, and the 21 of Bobby Betancourt Jr. Rio in that 2, way off the pace, 1 lap down now.
Sticks her up, 2 to go, and oh, Fernandez gets around off that 3rd and 4th corner along with the 30 of Demure. They both go sliding through the infield, banging and beating on each other as they head off. The 30 of Demure's got a flat right front tire. They keep going, but a lot of sand and dirt over in that 3rd, 4th corner. That could be a problem on the last lap one more time around, as Betancourt is clearly in the show.
Rotundo in that 46 now, trying to come up on Murphy in the 13. In the inside, take a look at Sutcliffe, still trying to fight Lauro off. And there you have it.
Sutcliffe takes down the win, Lauro 2nd, Betancourt.
Just pushing. Yeah, either way.
Couldn't come up with enough money.
Good thinking.
What? Couldn't come up with enough money? Or
No, that's a great idea.
I thought so.
3rd heat for the Streeters right now. Kevin Boucher's got the lineup.
3rd heat on the track now. 6 more cars to make it through this on this last 10-lap heat event for the street stocks. On the pole, in the Michelle Plant owns number 28 out of North Attleboro, Mass. It's Billy Beardwood. Starting 2nd out of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, driving the Langlois Racing Enterprises. Dunkin' Donuts Duke Wheel.
Green flag flies. Beardwood with a jump. Sits in at the 62, trying to get down on the inside behind him. But Farrow on the 59 will have none of it. And now Sisson in the 62 faces way off the pace. Three deep they go as they fight for 4th. Sisson is loose. And the 38 of Farrow takes advantage of the mistake.
Sisson drops back to the 6th and final qualifying spot. The 15 of Brian Dale sits 7th. The 12 of Langlois up to 8th in just a lap and a half. Behind them, the 4 of Kohler and the 85 of Short trying to work their way towards the front and into a qualifying spot. Up front, the number 28 of Billy Beardwood continues to set the pace. Sylvia, the 116, working that 2nd groove. Look at this.
So still it's Beardwood. Farrow finds himself fighting it out with 116 of Sylvia on the outside. Sylvia doing a great job of trying to get around that line.
A 59 of Farrow makes it 3 wide heading into turn number 3, throws it in deep, a little bit of contact. 28 gets sideways and straightens it out. And, yep, keeps it going, slipping and sliding all the way down the front straightaway.
They do the Detroit dance, and he finds himself losing several spots. Sylvia in the 116 now, ahead of the pack at the halfway mark. 5-4 to go in this heat race.
Langlois has moved up to the 6th and final qualifying spot. Now looks to the inside of Sisson. Takes that 5th spot away as Sisson drifts high. Beardwood gets underneath into the 6th spot as him and Sisson do a little banging and bumping down the back straightaway. Sisson trying to hold on to that number 62 though, as he loses a couple more spots.
So you've got Sylvia, Morrow, Farrow in the 59, in the 45 right behind them of Lenny McQuaid. Beardwood in that 28 continues to hold on to the final qualifying spot in this heat. 2 laps to go.
Sylvia continues to set the pace. Keith Morrow has caught him and hunted him down. Looks all over the back bumper for that top spot. Farrow sits 3rd with Lenny McQuaid all over him. Battle for 6th.
And Beardwood gets loses his qualifying spot.
Beardwood goes around and brings out the first caution of the day in this 3rd street stock heat event.
flag flies.
Sylvia gets a good jump on Morrow. The battle now for 6th spot between the 4 of Kohler and the 85 of Barry Shaw. Those are the 2 cars to watch with just white flag out this time. And 6 to make it. 7 just won't do it. Have to go through the Conti. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Sisson gets extremely loose. 4th corner, here they come. Green is checkered, is out. And the 116 is Sylvia takes down the win. Morrow finishes 2nd. 3rd, it's Joe Farrell in the 59. Langlois is 4th, the 45.
Two heats.
There you go, the winner.
Take the track now for the first of their 2 heats.
Back behind the wheel of his Coca-Cola 11A.
And I scroll we are on the way. And that 5 leading the field now. Great racing action. The 3rd place going on as well. Take a look at that number 2 car, Ron Smith.
Side-by-side action. These cars are fast and furious. Watch the 21 of George Savory cut through traffic towards the front. He is one of the fastest cars each and every event, and Savory is always quick, working his way to the front already.
Savory is on the move in that 21, but Gavin in that 6 car now outpaces the field by about 5 car lengths. But look at Savory.
And look at Savory, the 99. Richard Savory, his son, runs 3rd, way behind the number 6. Tommy Gavin. Gavin sets the pace, trying to pull away, but we've got a caution into 2 with Ron Smith unable to make it into the pit area. Ron Smith in the number 2, the only Saturn-powered Pro 4 modified on the circuit. Green is out there, back on the way, and Savory gets a big jump over Gavin in the number 6, the 25 of Casella right there on the outside. Here comes Richard Savory and the 13, rounding out the top 5. 4 wide action low. Savory and Gavin almost getting into it. Look at Stan Reserve in the number 11-8. Stan Reserve E, I should say.
Rich Savory in that 99 on the zoom at the halfway point in this race, going to catch up to George Savory in that.
George Savory has been pretty much unbeatable the last few times they've come here to Seekonk Speedway. And it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon. Savory way out in front, and good happens straight away ahead of his closest counterpart, which is his son Richard Savory. Casella sits 3rd, the number, and Gavin goes around off that 4th corner and brings out
from the wall, Kevin.
Brings out the 2nd portion of this event.
He was just inches from disaster.
Richard gets caught on the high side. Gary Casella in the number 25 moves down low, takes away that 2nd spot, but Savory hasn't given up yet.
Look at Casella though now. He just made a daring move. Sherman down on the inside, finds himself in third.
Sherman now sits in the 4th spot. The 9 Vermont rounds out the top 5. J.R. Gorman sitting 5th on the field.
And 1 more time around, less than that for George Savory in the 21 for this first of 2 Pro 4 heats. There it is.
Checkers out, Savory, Casella, Savory. Sherman and Gorman, your top 5. Stan Reserve from walking around the speedway. After this heat, we'll call off the 2nd round of lucky winners. Thanks for inviting me. Round number 2 for the Pro 4 Modifieds out on the track. Sitting on the pole out of Randolph, Vermont, the J.R. Gorman-owned Cavalier, it's Meg Gorman. Outside of Meg, in the number 17. Okay, here they come off the 4th corner. Green flag is out. We're underway with heat number 2, Gorman. And
Particularly on the number 17. We'll take a look down on the inside.
The number 12 of Rick DeRozier takes the top spot. Blanchette moves up to third on the inside. Sits on the inside of Gorman in the number 33, trying to take away. There he goes into second spot. Setting his sights on your leader of Rick DeRozier.
Gorman in the 33, fading now off the pace. Doucette in the 5. Taking that spot away from Gorman. DeRozier in the 12, still on the minimum. Got some fluid coming out of the 81 car of Sonny Reed.
DeRozier continues to set the pace. This time by the cross flags will be up. The 82 of Betancourt sits second. Blanchette, I'm sorry, not Betancourt. The 17 sits third. Vermisiglia moves to the high side of Blanchette. The 5 of Doucette sits fourth with the 75. Rounding off the top 5, Dick Dubois, all under a blink at the top 5. Looking for Vermisiglia, work the high groove.
Black flag for the 81 of Sonny Reed. Vermisiglia on the 17, trying to get around the outside of Blanchette in that 82 with 2 laps to go in this heat.
Sticks are up, 2 to go this time by. As DeRozier continues to set the pace, Blanchette, a good run, sitting second. Vermisiglia and Dubois battling for third and fourth with the 5 of Joe Doucette rounding out the top 5 with 1 more lap to go.
Boys with 75 down on the inside. Third looking for the checkered flag this time around for the 12 of DeRozier.
Oh, the 7 going into the first corner, throwing a lot of water from underneath the hood.
No, the other one.
Oh, I didn't think so.
Yeah, I got mine.
Green is out. The sportsmen are underway for their first of 3 heat events. The 00 of Becker and the 55 of Willis battle up front. Rivard sits third with the 9 of Vaness. And the 62 of Russ Tatefo, your top 5.
Dean Petty from Asona in that Bristol County Modular Homes Fleet Department, number 57. Big 4 Harley, Columbus Auto Sales Somerset Sheet Metal sponsors the 81 of James Lawrence.
Out front, the top 4 cars, the single file. The only car running the outside, the 22 of Suradinsky, as he tries to work his way towards the front. 6 cars to qualify out of this 12-lap heat event. And that would put the 62 of Tatefo right on the bubble. Vaness to the inside of Rivard as they head down the back straightaway. Rivard gets loose off the 4th corner, and Rivard loses that 3rd spot to the 9 of Paul Vaness.
And here comes the 62 of Tatro through the field. On the inside.
57 of Dean Petty following suit on the inside. Here comes the 10 of McGee in that number 10, the Island Group Real Estate. Number 10 trying to work his way into a qualifying spot.
Meantime, Willis approaches the halfway point in this heat with nary a contender behind him, about 10 car lengths or a full straightaway.
Rivard continues to pull away from Becker. Vaness up to 3rd. Tatro, the 57 of Petty, and the 10 of McGee round out the top 5. The 28 of Rivard continues to slide.
Ribby in the 18 makes contact with everyone. 22 is Suradinsky, 28 of Rivard.
Ribby just trying to get through, and the 28 all over the speedway. Trying to hold on to that number 28.
Top 6. McGee in that 10. Oh, we got a wreck now. Rivard in the 28 connects up with Ribby, it looks like in the 18. Finds himself with a lot of left quarter damage.
And a flat left rear tire.
The caution is out. Green flag flies as Rivard comes out to the back of the field. 42 on the outside of it.
2 to go that time by. And the battle continues to go on for that 6th and final qualifying spot.
Here comes Zernitzky in the 22, switching his sights.
Last time around to get into the show through this heat event, and it looks like Willis is going to take down the win. Becker for 2nd, Vanessa 3rd, 57 of Petty 4th, Zernitzky 5th, and running out the top 6 qualifiers to be the 81 of James Lawrence. Round number 2 rolls out onto the track. This is the way they're going to go. On the pole, driving the Bamford signs, Rhode Island drive shaft, Spectrum Motorsports number 88. Out of Coventry, Rhode Island, it's Kenny Bamford. Outside of Ken, in the Propane Plus, B&H Auto Supply number 96. Out of Middleborough, Massachusetts, it's Robert Clark. 2 rows back on the inside. Out of Attleboro, Mass, in the Peter Moore owned, the Thrifty Car Rental, Laura Andrews Insurance, Naps Maintenance Incorporated number 6. It's Kenny. Okay, here they come off the 4th corner looking for the green flag. And Kenny Bamford brings them down across the stripe, down the back straight, away they go. Bamford, Clark gets a little loose off the 2nd corner. That allows the 6 of Coleman to move up into the 2nd spot. The 93 right there as well of Butch Cornier, Scott Cornier, and the 3 of Kenny Spencer trying to hold on to the outside groove. Sitting in that 6th and final qualifying spot, well, not for long, Bobby LeClaire in the number 42. Here comes Scotty Estrella on the outside, the number 45. Trying to work their way into a qualifying spot. LeClaire and Estrella is past 2 champions. Estrella this year in 1997 and 96. 95 was Bobby LeClaire, driving the Hollister Auto Body, Nantucket Gold Sun Care Products, number 42. Top 3 remain single file. The battle for 4th between Fournier and Spencer. Spencer on the outside, and the number 3 trying to work his way towards the front, back towards the front. The number 93 of Fournier trying to work his way to the inside, trying to take over that 4th spot. Estrella and LeClaire right behind, still battling for spots, with Jeff Goodrow and the 70 of Glenn Lutton battling at the halfway point. Bamford continues to set the pace. The 6 of Colvin 2nd. The 96 of Robert Clark, your top 3 cars. As they all battle for the top 3. Battle continues to rage on for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Fournier now getting an edge on the 3 of Kenny Spencer as he takes over the 4th spot. Bobby LeClaire follows suit, as does the 70 of Glenn Lutton, trying to work his way towards the front. Out of 4 they come. Sticks are up, 2 to go this time by. As the 37 of Bill Turgey, slow on the speedway up in 1 and 2, and that's going to bring out a caution.
Turgey has had terrible luck with that car on the track for this heat. He's not been able to get the thing up and going.
At the stripe, likes what he sees. Green is out, and we are back underway.
Open up high. Look at this. 3 wide as the fight for 3rd continues. Lawton slippery sideways.
Ooh.
Makes contact with Estrella.
No damage done there except for some body damage to 1. Tough break. White flag is out. As LeClaire has moved his way up into 2nd spot. Coleman back to 3rd. Spencer up there now takes over that 3rd spot. Coleman drifts back to 4th. Checkered flag is out, and Bamford takes down the win. Just edging out Bobby LeClaire. The 3 of Kenny Spencer 3rd. Coleman 4th.
Second row, Response Ambulance Services, Converse Photo Supply, JV Equipment. And finally on the number 2, R&M Transportation, Rocky Horse Saloon, Ronaldo, Dave White. Hi.
We've gone a long way. You can just get right here. Oh, you're full.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our roster's We're all messed up.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, that was a long way for us to tell it again.
Yeah, you got it. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Colin in the 56 continues to lead the field. Number 4 car. So Taylor down on the inside loses a position behind the 89 of Reed. So it's Cohen, Woodrow, and Manchester. And now the number 99 of Glenn Young gets around. Caution flag flies, and he collects the 8 of Ed Gannon. Same problem. Green flag flies. Oh, we got a bunch up. Oh, my goodness. Cohen with 56 and Manchester, the 95, collect up a lot of body damage on that right side of the 95.
Linwood Cowan kind of faltered on that restart. Everybody bunching up behind him. And Billy Manchester getting most of the body damage to that BOC Gases Rainbow Rentals number 95.
Unfortunate happening here in this Sportsman Heat.
Two big guys going at it for that 6th and final qualifying spot. Angelo D'Amelia and Fireball Glenn Young. As they battle the 5, just gets by Young, and oh, the 8 of Gannon goes around a second time. Looks like this time he's got a flat left rear tire.
And the 56 of Cowan may have...
Green is out, we're back underway, and Bill Goodrow in the number 32 gets the jump. Oh, extremely loose through 1 and 2, but a great job saving it. The 4 of Taylor goes around, and some more body damage to the 95 of Billy Manchester. And
it flies. D'Amelia in that 5 car was bounced around a bit as well. Green flag flies, and look at the 89 of Ron Reed. Gets the jump on Goodrow.
Reed that time got a good one. Goodrow not so great that time. You can see that car is extremely loose. Heading into 1 and 2, everybody bunching up behind him. Angelo D'Amelia and the 8 of Gannon. A little bit of contact there.
And D'Amelia, his right front gets peeled back like a can.
But down the back straightaway, Titus moves into the 2nd spot as they head off the 4th corner this time by. The cross flags are up halfway. And Fireball moves up into the 3rd spot. Here comes D'Amelia with the 4th. The 56 of Cohen into 6th as he and D'Amelia play a little bit of bumper tag.
Monroe gets loose at 32. Gannon makes contact, recovers.
Gannon was trying to make it 3 wide, and Goodrow was just happened to be there as they headed into turn 1. Okay.
Titus being challenged by Glenn Young now. Titus in the 2, Young in the 99, D'Amelia in the 5 behind them.
Thank you. Into 3 out of 4 they come. Sticks are up this time by Reed in the number 89. Blistering the pace, the 2 of Titus 2nd, the 99 of Glenn Young 3rd. Angelo D'Amelia with a 5 sits 4th. Cowan 5th in the number 56. The battle for 6 between Taylor in the 4 and the 21 of Corey Boudreau with just 1 lap to go. Corey's got the advantage on the outside. Takes over that 6th spot. But Taylor tries back on the inside, down the back straightaway for the final time they come. Reed's going to take down the win. Titus in for 2nd. The 99 of Young in for 3rd. D'Amelia 4th. Cowan and Taylor rounding out the top 6 qualifiers. Starting 5th out of Seekonk, Mass. The sophomore sensation here at Seekonk and the McLaughlin Automotive Stores. The Rochelle
Tomorrow.
Ed Yarrington likes what he sees. Green is out. We are underway as Lazat joins the rear of the field. Martin gets the quick jump trend into 3rd. Jeff Stevens sits 2nd as they start to pull away from the rest of the field. Big John Pippin in the number 59 sits 4th on the field. Dewey on the inside trying to take that spot away.
Rick Martin is on the zoom in that number 14. Stevens in the 44 right behind him trying to reel Martin in.
The big battle for the 4th and final qualifying spot. Pippin in the number 59. Dewey in the 02. Battle side by side down the back straightaway. Pippin on the outside. Dewey trying to get through loose to the corner. Ray Lee sticks a nose underneath as Charlie Rose gets kicked up.
The goodness racing action in this heat race. The 97 really Dewey is leading the field now as Martin is way ahead with Stevens right behind him. 97, the closest competitor. Adam Friend in third.
The top two have pulled away from the rest of the field, and nobody is going to catch them two unless there's a problem. Friend sits third, Pippin fourth, Dewey runs out the top five. Charlie Rose still working the high side. And Rosenfield and the 27X of Lausanne go around in turn number one, bringing out the first portion of the Pro Stock Heat event.
John Lausanne out of mechanics looking for the green as they get to the stripe. They've got it. Martin contact with Stevens in the 44.
And that benefits the 0-2 of Dewey as Dewey moves up into the fourth spot underneath the 44 of Stevens as Friend sits second on the field. Off the fourth corner they come. Martin, Friend, Dewey, and Stevens battling for that fourth and final qualifying spot. Big John in the 59 right behind in fifth with Ray Lee, Charlie Rose, and Paul Richardson all trying to work their way to a qualifying spot.
That was beautiful, Martin. Adam Friend looking great behind Martin in the 14 as we get to halfway. Dewey gets slippery. Ray Lee gets down on the knee, makes contact. Wow! That front quarter comes flying off on Dewey 0-2. They bring out a caution for debris on the front straight.
No question out, it's out of the way. And Charlie Rose goes around on the back straight off the fourth corner. That's going to bring out the caution. Gotta wonder what happened. And here they go, green is out, we're back underway. And Martin jumps up front. Friend settles in for second, Stevens up to third. Battle for fourth between Pippin and Ray Lee. Ray Lee's been running this track for 20 some odd years, knows this track like the back of his hand. Right behind them, the 38 of Paul Richardson. As they all try to get into the show.
Stevens trying to make a move on Friend, was not able to. But Pippin in that 59 is really, he gets loose on the outside of Lee. He recovers some. And Martin pulls away from the field.
Well, Martin had the third fastest time in time trials, and he's showing why in this heat event. Setting the pace. Jeff Stevens sits third. Ray Lee has worked his way to fourth. Richardson up to fifth. Sticks her up, 2 to go. Stevens now to the inside of Friend as they head down the back straightaway, battle for that second spot. Off the fourth corner, white flag is out. Martin takes the white flag. Stevens, Friend, and Ray Lee. Richardson rounds out the top five. Richardson trying to make a bid on the inside, now looks to the outside. It's a 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out, and Martin takes the win. 44 of Jeff Stevens in for second, third, Adam Friend. And Ray Lee rounds out the top 4 qualifiers. That was round number 1 for the Pro Stocks. Let me get this one, round number 2.
Here's the second Pro Stock heat. The lineup as they go to post on the pole. Viveris Insurance, G-Lopes Construction, Pierce Jewelry, number 46, Chad Chase. On the outside of the first row, Lucky's Trailer Sales, Seawall, NW Seawall Incorporated, Collision Repair Center from Woodwich, Maine, number 3, Kenny Wright. Overtures out of Montreal, number 4, they are Andrew Sylvain, and number 83, James Whitehead.
Well, Chad Chase gets the jump. Phil Burrell in the number M80 got some problems on the outside, bringing Vinny in a room with him. He goes around off the second corner. Everybody able to make it by. And that's going to bring out the first portion of this event.
Dale Cornely in that 0-1 just skimmed through. Great driving job.
Phil Burrell Jr. in the M80, the Atomic Fireworks Automobile. The 3 of Kenny Wright. Green is out. We're back underway. And Wright able to hang with Chase on the outside as they battle for the top spot. Gahan up to third. St. Angelo fourth. The 72 Acune sideways. And Gamache goes around off the second.
Gamache goes around. Caution flag flies one more time.
James Whitehead goes around.
The field, green flag flies. So James and Kenny Wright number 3.
Wow, Kenny Wright just got a wicked jump and kept on the gas as they went down the front straightaway, but Chase able to out-handle him through 1 and 2, through 3 and 4. Third time's the charm. We got a complete lap in, it looks like this time. Chase, Wright, Gahan, and Eddie St. Angelo, the top 4 cars.
And Bobby Gahan in that 50 must be thinking about how he can reel those 2 leaders in so that he can get on the inside. That's Bobby Cruz. Gahan looking, gets a little loose at St. Angelo.
And Vinny Anarumo moves up to 4th spot. Jimmy Kuhn up to 5th. Oh, Kuhn goes around. Off the 4th corner, bringing out caution number 3.
Oh, Kevin, that was a narrow miss. As Kuhn got a... And that number 50 right behind Chase, and that did not look good.
It's a good one this time.
Chase gets the jump on right number 3. Anarumo on the outside of Gahan, and that number 11 with a fine maneuver down the back straight.
Gahan and Anarumo battling for that 4th spot. Quarterly sits 5th on the field. Chase up front. Kenny Wright 2nd. And Andre Sylvain up to 6th, and then number 4. First time ever south of the New Hampshire water.
Dave Whitehead spins, pushes a lot off the pace of the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Chad Chase in the 46 still being challenged by Kenny Wright in the 3 and the 50 of Gahan.
Gamache to the inside of Sylvain down the front straightaway. Gamache up to 6. Here comes Kuhn up to 7th. San Angelo right behind along with Bill Burrell.
In the Matey. In the M80 makes contact with the 15 of Mike Hassel.
Top 4 cars, single file, they're in the show if they can stay where they are. Chad Chase, 3rd in points in 1997, and the number 46. Kenny Wright sits 2nd. Gahan 3rd. Anarumo 4th. Quarterly rounds out the top 5. Cross flags are up, this time by 8 laps complete, 7 to go in the Pro Stock race. Gamache gets extremely sideways off the 2nd corner. Drifts it into 1 and 2. Kuhn right there behind along with the 19 of Eddie St. Angelo.
A tremendous distance between Anarumo and Quarterly. 4th and 5th place drivers. Chad Chase still with a very decisive lead over the rest of the field.
Jimmy Kuhn working the outside of Danny Gamache back in the 6th spot. As they battle side by side, right behind Dale Quarterly. Quarterly having some handling problems in that 0-1.
And now the field breaks up into 3 distinct groups.
4, 4, and 4.
Each group separated by at least a straightaway length.
Sticks are up, 2 to go that time by Chad Chase. Kenny Wright, Bobby Gahan, Vinny Anarumo continue to blister the pace. The top 4 cars to make it into the main event. White flag is out one more time around.
Chad Chase looking for the checkered flag for this 2nd heat race.
And a battle for the 5th spot between Quarterly and Kuhn side by side. Chase takes down the win. Right for 2nd, Gahan 3rd. Anarumo 4th, and Jimmy Kuhn rounding out the top 5 in this 2nd Pro Stock Heat event. Massachusetts. And the DJ Equipment, Leominster Lincoln Mercury number 48. The 1993 Pro Stock champ, it's flying. Here they come off the 4th corner. It's a good one this time. And Mason gets the jump on the Houlihan.
A beautiful one.
And the 11 of Claude Leclerc moves up Freddie Estella, and Joe Bolton goes around off the 2nd corner. And caution is out.
That's something, huh? Well.
Here they come off the 4th corner, and again, Mason just powers into out front. Houlihan trying to hold on. Here comes Claude Leclerc in the 11. X down low underneath Houlihan. Scott Chewbacca, the number 15X. in the 48 of flying pretty Estelle. Estelle makes it reload as Leclerc and Houlihan had a little beef with their side of their cars. Houlihan gets loose off the corner. Pretty Estelle gets by. Chubak sits fifth on the field.
And Nathan in the 7 on the zoom. With Leclerc and that 11X behind him. A fight now between Seekonk veterans Estelle and Houlihan for third. But comes Chubak in the 15X right behind Estelle.
Mason was a good tenth of a second faster than everybody else in qualifying. And oh! Benjamin goes around, throws a lot of fuel, or what looks like fuel, onto the speedway. Just about everybody making it by.
Still Mason, Leclerc, and Estelle with Chubak in fourth. Rob Murray, 0-8, trying to make his way into the Honda today. Houlihan has stayed behind him. Mason virtually untouchable at this point. Halfway point.
Top 6, 7, single file. Rob Murray sits fifth on the field. A good run for him.
Nathan leading the field around by a full straightaway. Unofficially, this was a 13.25 second lap.
Battle continues on for that fourth spot. Chubak in the 48, flying pretty Estelle right there. And the 0-8 of Rob Murray, fifth on the field. 4 cars to make the move up. This time by, sticks her up, 2 to go for Ralph Nason, who is continuing to annihilate this field.
And now, Estelle trying to reel in Leclerc in that 11X. Behind him, still, it's Chubak in the 15X. With Murray in the 0-8. One flag, one lap to go. The white flag flying for Nathan.
Mason so fast, checkered flag is on already and taking down the win. Claude Leclerc in for second, Freddie Estelle third, Scott Chubak in for fourth, and Rob Murray rounding out the top 5. Chubak, 15X.
The fourth Pro Stock heat as they go to post. There he is, the 1997 Seekonk Speedway points champion. And the VOC Gases Bob Sunoco, Manchester Racing Engines number 41, Lenny Ellis. On the outside in the number 2, driving the Universal. We are racing. Trying to hold off the 00 of Matt Lee. Matt Lee looking down on the inside. Channing in the number 2 on the outside, driving the Tom Scully car. Wayne Dion is in 4th. And the battle for 5th is between Holden in the number 6 and Kohler.
Lenny Ellis setting the pace. The 00 of Matt Lee sits second as they battle. Bumper to bumper, 1 and 2. Battle for third. Dion gets loose off the 4th corner. Holden goes across the nose. And that's going to bring out the first question of this event.
I know. Eddie Arrington drops the green flag. We're racing. Ellis with the jump. Dion on the outside. Channing number 2 on the hunt in Tom Scully's car. Len Ellis still holding off the field. High up with Matt Lee with a daring move. Overtaking Ellis down the back straight they go. So now it's Matt Lee, Len Ellis, Channing, Holden in the 6, and the 43 car, Ken Coleman. And around on the front straight goes the 42 of Eric Martin Zingali from Las Vegas, Nevada.
To hit the strike, likes what he sees, and we are back underway. And Ellis was high in the restart. Able to gather it back in right before Holden, and the 47 just blows apart. Like a time bomb on the main straightaway. The hood, the fender.
39, I believe, Kevin. Reverse it now. Everybody's on the binders. Around and around goes the 6 of Holden.
Yeah, but the caution was already out, so that's not going to harm. Here they come across the line. Green is out. They're back underway. Ellis able to hold with them on the outside as they head off the second corner. Lee just a little bit more motor, and Kohler's got a problem, number 43. Kohler sat 5th in the field and quickly drifted back on that restart. Channing now battling for that second spot with the 41 of Lenny Ellis, and now looking for the lead underneath the 00 of Matt Lee. Holden continues to sit 4th, Rigo 5th, Jelinas and Dion are down second cars. As Bobby Tripp is doing everything he can to try to work his way to the front, looking underneath the 25 of John Dabrowski, who battles with Kenny Kohler with a 43. Top 3 cars under a blanket. Matt Lee, Lenny Ellis, Steve Channing. Cross flags are up halfway this time by. Kenny Kohler pulls up in the 43 with a big problem as the leaders continue to run up front, side by side, bumper to bumper. Ellis doing a great job on the outside of Channing and Lee, trying to get back to the front, which he held for a few laps. Channing sits 3rd, and the 43 goes around on the back straightaway, Kenny Kohler, as that car has a definite handling problem. Looking for them off the straight. Here they come. It's a good one, and green flag is out. Rigo gets by Holden for the 4th spot. Here comes Dion on the inside, trying to take that 5th spot away, but Rigo is in the show right now. Ellis with a problem on the restart. Matt Lee out front, Channing up to 2nd. Ellis back to 3rd, Rigo 4th, Dion up to 5th, as Channing has a problem down the back straightaway. Jelinas trying to slip his way towards the front. Top 4 cars, single file, Dion and Tripp battle for that 5th spot, waiting for a hole, trying to get in the show. This time by, the sticks are up, 2 to go. For Matt Lee, Lenny Ellis, Channing, Rigo, and Dion. Down the back straightaway they go. Lenny Ellis makes a bit to the high side of Lee. White flag is out. Settles it for 2nd. One more time around. Matt Lee looking to take down heat win number 4. Lenny Ellis 2nd. And that's the way they're going to finish. Channing 3rd. Rigo 4th, and Dion rounding out the top 5. On the pole had the 4th fastest starting time. In the Uncle Henry's weekly swap and sell magazine, Wind Service Center number 75 out of Bangor, Maine, it's Gary Smith. Outside of Gary, out of Somerset, Mass, in the Hutchins & Sons Enterprises, Ralco Electric, Stafford Insurance, number... Here they come looking for the green. Green is out, and we are underway. Smith gets a jump for Hutchins on the outside with a great run, trying to get that car through the corners, sliding it through, taking the lead. Smith back to second, Benji Rowe third, Fuzzy Bezanson sits fourth on the field.
And Hutchins is really on the zoom down the back straight. Here comes the 24 of Rowe. Benji Rowe now getting behind Smith in that 75.
Doug Morrow sits fifth. He's got George Murray right behind him. Paul McElhaney trying to work his way through the field, trying to work his way up into a qualifying spot. But Hutchins setting the pace. Smith sits second, Rowe and Bezanson, your top four cars.
Hutchins was 10th in the time trial qualifications with a 12.719 second lap. And it looked like perhaps a warning from the 61 of Thompson.
Well, Hutchins and Smith have pulled away from the rest of the field big time. Benji Rowe trying to hold on to third. Buzzy Bezanson all over the back bumper, trying to work his way out of the fourth and final qualifying spot. And Doug Morrow trying to hold on to fifth in the number 79, but George Murray to the outside. In the number 81. Halfway by this time, Dave Hutchins blistering the pace. Jerry Smith second, Benji Rowe and Buzzy Bezanson the top four cars.
Glenn Martell in that 28X still trying to get down on the inside of Thompson in the 61. Still it's Hutchins and Smith. With about a 10-point distance between them and Benji Rowe in the 24.
All single fire, your top four cars. The battle continues for fifth between Morrow and Murray. Murray in the 81 to the outside, trying to get by. Take over that fifth spot.
Martell finally got around Thompson.
This time by, the sticks are up. 2 to go for Dave Hutchins in the number 96. Jerry Smith second, Benji Rowe and Buzzy Bezanson, your top four. Murray now works his way up into fifth.
One more time around for Hutchins and Smith. Both of them on the tube down the back straight, looking for the checkered flag.
Here they come off the fourth corner. Hutchins takes the win. Smith for second, Benji Rowe for third, and Buzzy Bezanson fourth. George Murray rounds out the top five. What a great run by Hutchins. And indeed, I think that goes back to what we were talking about. Rhode Island. In the Colony Ford, Allendale Auto Body Promotional Accessories number 2. It's Tom Keeper. Outside of Tom, out of North Dartmouth, Mass. And the Fox Toyota. Turnpike Transmissions, JP and Sue Pons out of VRA Realty. Down at the Waterford Speed Bowl. Green flag is out and we are underway.
Carter in the 3 gets released up. The 26 right behind Carter. Mark DeJesus. Bucks in the 63 behind him.
Stanley Sherman up to the second spot. Carter back to third on the outside. Here comes Bucks down low. And Billy Flint trying to make it 3 wide down the back straightaway. And look at Eddie Holiak in the 42 drifting high up next to the wall to get by the trucks that are in front of him.
Sherman in the 20, right on the tail of that 26 of DeJesus. DeJesus holding off the field though. And here comes Mike Butts in the 63 and that Toyota truck. File they go virtually down the front straight, the top 3, but not before Flint in the 13 finds himself fighting for third.
Flint to the high side of Butts as they head down the back straightaway. Second in points, looking to the outside of Stan Sherman in that Dodge Dakota number 20. One of only 2 Dodges in the field here at Seekonk Speedway.
Still DeJesus in the lead, approaching the halfway point. Stanley Sherman on the tail end of him, looking down on the inside. Flint on the outside of that 13. Outmaneuvering both of them.
Side by side to that top spot, the Jesus down low, Flint up high, as Flint looks to take down the lead. But so, as the 20th Stanley Sherman gets sideways and around off of turn number 3 and 4. And is that going to bring out a caution? Yes, it is.
Couldn't tell if he got tapped or not. Huh? Couldn't tell if he got tapped.
I don't know.
Sort of looked like it, but I don't.
Number 13, he gets kicked back to 5th as Carter and the 17 get by the 17 of Joey LeMay. Make it 3 wide down the back straightaway. Flint's got that truck fired up and back running competitively, but he's dropping back a few spots one more time.
Carter in the 12. Well, look at that. Right behind him. 3 deep they go.
Oh, Mike Butts on the inside of DeJesus into 1 and 2. Able to hold on the inside. DeJesus trying to hold on up high.
Mike Butts, though, with about a nose like the head, and now he pulls away. Mike Butts down the back straight.
Toyota Power. Sorry, Pete. Toyota Power out front. DeJesus back to second. Carter third. LeMay sits fourth, but here comes Souza in the 92, trying to take away third with just 2 to go. 3 wide action for the 4th spot. Billy Flint now on the inside has reversed it to the inside. Carter in the middle, LeMay up on the top side one more time around. Butts out front, down the back straightaway they go for the final time. DeJesus second, Souza third. Flint 4th, battle for 5th between Carter and LeMay. Checkard is out, and Mike Butts, DeJesus, Souza, the 13 of Flint, and the 17 of Joe LeMay round out the top 5.
LeMay just able to nudge it out.
In the Winston race, do you think he might be trying to change his luck from the black that Dale's been running to the blue and white that's been so popular for and so lucky for Steve Park in the Busch Series?
Could very well be. The second sport truck heat. Starting on the pole, Columbus Oil, Columbus Auto, Somerset Sheet Metal from Warner, Rhode Island, number 14. Green flag flies. 3 wide they go immediately. And Ethel Mayfield looking for the jump. Gets down a little low. Everybody bundles up.
And Robin Sloan goes around as well off the second corner. And caution hasn't come out yet. We still keep going green. And caution does come out. Robin Sloan unable to get that number 4 rolling again.
Green flag flies.
Ethel Mato gets the jump that time on the outside as she heads down into turn 1, trying to cut down to the lead, but just doesn't have enough. Macedonio back on the inside for that top spot. Thompson sits third, Brightman, and Casper now the top 5.
Thompson makes a move, jumping down on the inside to take second in front of Mato on the 12, with Brightman in the 27 behind.
Robin Sloan trying to work her way back through the field towards the front after that lap 1 spin.
Tough break for Robin Sloan, doing very well on the point. He's come a long way in the last couple of seasons.
Brightman now up to third. Here comes Casper right behind as Ethel Mato starts to backslide on the high side. You can see the right front fender falling off of the number 27. Not really falling off, it's still secure, but hanging over to the side. That's what the tech inspectors were looking at when they pulled him aside before the restart. And Mato goes around one more time off the third corner, waiting for Bobby Pellin to slide by, gets it rolling.
Macedonio in the 14 at the halfway point has no real challengers. Thompson in the 6, Brightman in the 27, with now Casper in the 28.
I'll tell you, I'm looking at the 56. That does not look like Bobby Pellin. That could be the 56 driver. That doesn't look like Bobby Pellin. That could be Jim Gavin. Jim is the owner of that car. Jim Gavin Jr. rather. Jim Gavin Sr. owns the truck. Jim Gavin Jr. was originally supposed to drive that truck this year. But that does not look like Bobby Pellin behind the wheel. How can you tell? You say you can't see his face. You can see the helmet and the driver's suit. It's definitely different than what Bobby Pellin. Oh, Clark and Casper get together off the second corner.
Both trucks going around, bringing out a caution. Another one in this truck heater. And Casper row number 2. Green is out, and we're back underway.
Raymond hanging on despite all that damage in his 27. Evan Casper in that 88 looking on the outside, way up high.
Here comes Billy Clark in the number 1 and Robin Sloan in the number 4, squeezing through. Sticks are up, 2 to go this time by Sloan up to 3rd.
Great maneuver for Sloan, taking advantage of that gap as Clark created a whole lot of air for her when he moved through the field. Now with 1 lap to go.
Macedonia continuing to set the pace. Billy Clark sits 2nd, Robin Sloan 3rd. Battle for 4th between your points champion, the 24 of Soulier, and Kevin Casper in the 88. Shepherd is out. Macedonia takes down the win. Clark, Sloan, Casper, and Soulier in the top 5. 28. It's John Burgensy. Outside of John, out of Bourne, Massachusetts, in the Cape Cod. Aggregates numbers 00. It's
Green with these 30s style coupe cars.
Green is out, and Green out front. Ahern with a good jump. Robinson in the number 29 trying to get the spot away from Carrero as they head through 1 and 2. The 28 working his way through John Burgensy all the way up to 3rd, and here comes the 23S of Buffington up to 4th spot. The 75 of Manafort runs there as well, along with the McDonald's number 28 of John Burgensy.
Madigan really is on the zoom down that back straight in that green number 4. 23 right behind.
Sean Buffington in the number 23S sits 2nd on the field, trying to shoot down your lead of the forward island of Ahern. Manafort in the 75 and the 28 of John Burgensy battling for that spot. The 6 of Esposito into the infield.
Kevin, take a look at that Burgensy in that 28. Well, he's really fighting it out, doing a great job going against Manafort in that 75. Quite a battle going on there.
Out front, Buffington has caught Ahern as they head down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 this time by. The cross flags are up, and Ahern takes them out front, but Buffington looks to the high side. Here comes the 75 of Manafort and the 28 of John Burgensy, the 00 of Peter Valeri rounds out the top 5. Buffington now again looks to the high side of Ahern. Ahern able to hold on. Buffington 2nd. Manafort rounds out the top 3 as they all run bumper to bumper to bumper. Ahern slips a little up the corner. Buffington looks a little underneath off the 2nd corner. Doesn't have enough, but look at Manafort on the outside.
Boy, what a race going on right now. Buffington is really trying to make a daring move down on the inside of Ahern in that 4.
Manafort on the high side, the number 75 this time by. The sticks are up, 2 to go.
Burgensy in the 28 now, trying to get inside. The top 4 drivers really ahead of the field. Still Ahern in the 4 holds them off with Buffington in that silver 23 right behind.
Chuck Madigan in the number 14 goes around in the back straightaway, and the first caution of this heat event comes out.
Justin Manafort from Plainville, Connecticut in that number 75 really was starting to gain some position on the top leaders.
And Buffington bringing them down for the start. And lets it go this time as Ahern tries to take over the spot off in 1 and 2. Here comes Buffington on the high side. Manafort right there, but Sean Buffington in the number 23S takes over the top spot with just 1 lap remaining. Ahern back to 2nd, Manafort, and the 28 John Burgensy, the top 4. Valeri rounds out the top 5. Down the back straightaway they go for the final time into 3 and 4. Here they come. Checkered flag is out, and Buffington takes over the win. Ahern in for 2nd, Manafort, Burgensy in the number 28, and Peter Valeri.
And here they come for our second Legends Heat. On the pole in the 09, sponsored by Ultimate Wireframes Incorporated from Burlington, Connecticut, it's Paul Blanchett.
On the outside of Paul, Napa of Marlboro, Creative Custom Signs from Marlboro, Mass. Number 31, Dave Cassie. In the number 2 car, sponsored by Hempstead Tire Service and Cartoons from Elmont. We've got the green. It's Blanchett with a big jump over Cassie in the 31 and Derby in the 2.
George Cipodelli in the number 12. He's back in the rear of the field, but he's always fast here at Seekonk. And John Ebert in the 33. Watch them come through from the back of the pack towards the front.
Meanwhile, Cassie on the outside now, volleying back and forth with the number 2 of Gerby. Rich Gerby now down on the inside, looking to snag that spot. And right behind them is the 7 NY of Hiscock.
Gerby in the number 2 trying to take over that top spot from Blanchett and Cassie as they all battle for that top spot. 3 under a blanket.
Meanwhile, the 09 of Paul Blanchett still holds the lead, but look at this. Down on the inside comes the 2 once again. Rich Gerby makes his move, cannot do it though. So Gerby still in second place. On the outside is Cassie in the 31. Into the 7 New York, it's Silas Hiscock. Up through the field in that number 1. The 01 of Jim Mitchell. Halfway point. Blanchett still hanging on. Challenged again on the outside by Cassie. Still no change in your leader. Down in the dirt goes the number 3. Silver one? Yeah. Both.
Top 3 still under a blanket. Paul Blanchett continues to set the pace. David Cassie second. Rich Gerby third. Here comes the 7 New York of Silas Hiscock. And the 1 of Jim Mitchell.
2 laps to go. 2 laps for Paul Blanchett in the 09. Cassie still trying to make a move on the outside. Gerby in that 2 poised for any kind of trouble. If something should happen, he's right there to take it. But no, they move away now. Hiscock in that 7 New York, bearing down on the outside. 1 lap to go. 09 of Paul Blanchett. Cassie's not giving up without a fight. Down the back straight they go. Blanchett moving him up high, though, with the checkered flag looming. Here comes Paul Blanchett. So it's Blanchett, Cassie, 2 of Gerby, Hiscock in the 7. And the 01 of Jim Mitchell. So Paul Blanchett in the 09 from Burlington, Connecticut takes the checkered flag.
Round number 3 for the legend cars out on the track now. This is the way they're going to go. On the pole out of Mattapoisett, Massachusetts, in the independent repair service, Don's Tire 83, it's Joseph Poirier. Outside of Joe out of Norwich, Connecticut, the Camaro Science number 11, that's Tracy Golan. Third on the field, St. Angelo and Chew. Here they come. Green is out. We're underway. Side-by-side action into 1 and 2. The 83 of Poirier slips just a little bit. And oh, St. Angelo does a 360. Off the second corner, keeps the car rolling forward. We stay under green.
Golan's in the 11 now. Takes the jump and gets on the outside. Taking the lead away from Poirier.
Chew on the outside, taking away second. Here comes Wazika in the 36. To the outside of the 83 of Poirier, trying to work his way to the front.
So Byron Chew in that 99 fighting it out for the lead now. As the 2 leaders start to clear away from the field.
Poirier a little bit sideways down the back straightaway. Wazika to the outside. Here comes Jags Palmer, rounding out the top 5 with number 17, trying to make it 3 wide down the front straightaway. Chew out front along with Tracy Golan side by side. Chew in the 99 New York gets a jump, but Golan's back on the inside. Off the 4th corner they come, and it's a dead heat across the start finish line where Zika has worked his way up to 3rd. Poirier back to 4th. Palmer up to 5th, and here comes the 78 of John Dagshaw in 6th.
This time by, it's the halfway point for the Legends. Chew gets another jump on the 11, and he takes the lead.
Chew out front. Golas back to 2nd. Wazika, Poirier, the 17 of Palmer, and the 78 of Bagshaw, the top 6, and again St. Angelo goes around and keeps the car rolling. He's gone around this track more times than anybody.
Jeez, I think he's accumulating more laps.
Byron Chu in the 99 New York out front. Tracy Golis in the 11 second. Wazika out of Seekonk, Mass. In the 36 sits third. Trying to hunt down the leaders.
And Angelo in that 1 has now been lapped, as well as that 06 about to be lapped.
Bobby Fiduccio in the 06 out of West Hempstead, New York. Sticks are up. 2 to go for Chu. Golis and Wazika, the top 3 cars.
Byron Chu is really tearing it up down the back straight. Looking for the white flag this time through.
White flag is out one more time around. Byron Chu, the 11 of Tracy Golis, Wazika, Jags Palmer, and Bagshaw, the top 5 cars. The white flag is out. Here they come off the 4th corner, and Byron Chu takes down the win. Golis in for 2nd, Wazika 3rd, Palmer 4th, and Bagshaw rounds out the top 5 in the 3rd. New England.
In 8th position, Dave's Repair, Joe and Perky, M&M Tire, New Bedford, number 17, Dave Brightman. On the inside of the leads the field through 4. Pedal to the metal as the green flag flies. Right behind Lenny Guys, Mike Roeder in that 61. Roeder trying to make his move, and now Guy and Norm Roberts in the 71 start breaking away. Keep your eye on Hugh Bowser in that 22 as he makes his way through the field. Slipping and sliding, Lenny Guy losing position. And Norm Roberts finds himself in the lead down the back straight, followed by Guy and Hugh Bowser in the 22, 61 of Mike Broder 4th. Ed Ryan in that 21 trying to make his way through. Getting around the 61 of Broder. Cannot do it though. In the meantime, the 71 of Norm Roberts, your leader, by more and more distance as he gets away from the rest of the field. The fight now for 2nd between the 07 of Lenny God and the 22 of Hugh Bowser. Bowser on the outside in that 22 car. Down on the inside through, single file, the top 3 go. Guy in that 07 gets a little bit loose. Halfway point this time around. Norm Roberts. Oh, we got the 07 of Lenny Guy loose and around, got on the infield out of the way. Norm Roberts now in that 71. Your leader with Bowser in the 22 behind him.
Bowser to the inside, and contact in turn number 3. And Roberts goes around. That's going to bring out a question. Brightman hard into the side of the 71 of Roberts. The 21 also getting involved. And the 61 of Mike Brodeur also involved. The 21, though, had to have one of the scariest rides. Ned Ryan in the 21 going straight for the wall.
Kevin, I bet, boy, Ned Ryan was just, anything short of panic, because you see that wall coming up so fast, and he stopped.
And Hugh Bowser gets the jump. Ray Barrett moves into 2nd, Tripp back to 3rd, Jacobs up to 4th, Banville rounds out the top 5. Bain sits 6th in the 85, Rowe 7th, and the number 33, Lenny Guy, and the 98 of Tom Gagliard round out the field. Hugh Bowser way out front. The 02 sits 2nd. Ray Parrott trying to hold on, but George Tripp back to the outside, trying to take away that 2nd spot. This time by the sticks are up. 2 to go. 2 more times around this 1/3 mile oval for Hugh Bowser. George Tripp, Ray Parrott in the top 3 cars. Single file pretty much throughout the field. The white flag is out. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Checkered flag is waving, and Hugh Bowser is going to take down the win. George Pittman for second, Ray Tarrant third, Scott Banville and Gregory Jacobs rounds out the top five. And that, yep. Round number 2 for the Formula Ford, rolling out onto the Speedway now. On the pole out of East Providence, Rhode Island, driving the M. Risman Roofing, East Providence Auto, Caribo Service Center, number 28. It's Joey Silva. Outside of Joe, out of Somerset, Mass, in the Freetown Auto. APAC Manufacturing, Vic Auto Repair and Sales, number 41. It's Kathy Oliveira. Starting third out of Johnston, Rhode Island. Silver and Oliveira, the front route. Off the fourth corner they come. Green flag is out, and we are underway. Kathy Oliveira with a slow start, and number 41 drops back a few spots. Joey Silva takes down the top spot. Stephanie Scully sits second in the number 2. Dan Perry in the 35, third. Brian Vincent, fourth. Danny Gamache Jr. rounds out the top 5. Scully to the outside of Silver on top on the second groove, looking for that top spot. And she goes out front. Silva back to second. Scully drifts extremely high through 3 and 4 though. And Silva gets back by her. Diane Perry at the number 35 right there, trying to take over. Looking for a hole on his way through. Off the fourth corner, Perry makes it 3 wide down the back stretch and takes over the lead. Silva back to second. Scully sits third. Gamache and Felipe battle for the 4th spot. Felipe on the inside, that number 43, taking down spot number 4. Wayne King Jr. in the number 56 moves up to 5th spot, as Dan Perry is pretty much checked out on the rest of the field. Dan Perry continues to blister the pace. Second, Joey Silva, he gets loose off the second corner, goes around all by himself, lets it slide into the infield out of harm's way, and we stay under green. That puts the 06 of Vincent back up into the 5th spot. Silva back rolling again in front of your leader, Dan Perry, as he heads into turn 3 and 4. He's got a huge lead over Carlos Felipe, who sits second on the field. Third is the 56 of Perry. Fourth is the battle between Scully and Vincent, side by side.
They've been trying to use that phone all day. Huh? They're trying to get to that phone all day. Every time I get up there, there's 3 or 4 people.
Dan Perry way out front, second, the 43 of Carlos Felipe. Wayne King Jr. third, Vincent fourth. Scully now trying to take that spot away as she gets underneath him, heading into turn number 3. And Vincent goes around Scully all over the back bumper on that one.
Slap on that one.
And he sits there and waits for the caution to come out. Trying to get Sean Tatefo, 6th on the field. Here they come off the 4th corner. Green flag is out. We're back underway.
Perry now with the jump. Felipe behind. Look at Scully in that number 2 on the outside. So she starts to fade back a little bit. And the 56 takes advantage of that. Wayne King Jr. behind the wheel of that car. Way up high goes Scully in the 2. 2 laps to go. Gray car gets a little loose. Gamache in that car. 1 lap to go for your leader, Dub. Right there in the 35, it's Dan Perry.
Perry out front, Carlos Felipe second, King third, Gamache up to 4th. Here comes the 10 of Leon Hayes to round out the top 5. Scully sits 6th. Checkered flag is out. And there you have it. Dan Perry takes down the win. Carlos Felipe second, King third, Leon Hayes and Danny Gamache Jr. rounds out the top 5.
They do not go green. They're still running down the back straightaway. Guys are slow. No one is watching the lights, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are still on it around the track, and the yellow still remains out. gonna slow the field down.
Green this time by. Stevie Lewis throws the green, little contact, and Lee Bundy just touches the wall on the start. Keeps the car going though, Derek.
Did keep it going. Did not hit the wall. Did not see any contact. He picks up the back of the field. We're back to the front of the pack and Blake McCall. Larry Bennett, the motion-powered car, in second.
Paul Wallace in third. Here comes Mike Seymour up to challenge for fourth place with DeLapp. He's all the way up from the back of the pack. But out front, there's still Glenn Cabral.
Mike Seymour knows this track like the back of his hand. He's got a couple of feature wins here. This is a Volkswagen track, ladies and gentlemen. A track where you can really carry the momentum. The Volkswagen is a motor that is low cubic engine and is keep it up.
And of course, Glenn Cabral in a Volkswagen powered machine. That car owned by Chuck Welling and Roe Johnson, the second car, team car that they are running. Battle on the speedways for second between Paul Lawless, Barry Cannon, and Mike Seymour. Lawless slots in for the spot. As Derek, we're already at the halfway point.
Halfway to go, and Frankie Ross still leads running out the front very fast in that Chuck Welling, Roe Johnson Volkswagen. He wanted to thank his car owners earlier in the season for giving him the ride. But look at Mike Seymour coming from dead last around Paul Lawless on the outside. Wallace was running second. He's hot for the leader, ladies and gentlemen. Watch the number 8 of Mike Seymour. He's running down to 69 of Glenn Cabral. Cabral sliding off turn number 4, third track stop. Seymour using the outside to his advantage, going down into turn number 1. Taking the lead with authority. Here comes Paul Lawless coming to challenge for second spot. Joe Gosick up to third.
Two to go this time by. And Mike Seymour getting around the lap car of Larry Cheatham. And Lawless going for second.
Wallace
With a 1 lap to go.
Wallace on the bottom, getting down to the wall. They're shuffling with 1 more lap to go. Joe Gosick coming from the back of the pack as well. He gets underneath Cabral as they go down into turn number 3. Checkered flag flies for the Tennessee Lumber. Number 8, Mike Seymour in for second. The flagship flag number 6 from Paul Lawless. Followed by Joe Gosick.
Barrel of barrels lead down. Over and Williams, row number 2. Chuck.
Green flag flies, we're underway. John Farrell leads him coming down. Chuck Welling goes to the bottom, coming down through the straightaway. He's underneath Farrell, coming off of turn number 2. Chuck Welling from the second row has the lead already, going down into turn 3.
Now look at Russ Storr coming up on the outside. One of his patented outside moves. There goes Storr chasing down Welling for the lead.
And Drew Fenoro getting caught behind the cars a little bit. He is held up in traffic just a little bit. He's on the bottom of the track. Look at Dave Shaw running on the bottom of the Volkswagen, moving around this 1/3 mile facility.
But out front, a change for the lead. Russ Storr has got around Welling, and we can kiss Russell Storr goodbye.
It looks like Russell Storr goes down to the floor. Take off with the rest of the field. Drew Fenoro was the only other 30-power car on the outside, coming through traffic right there. Farrell and Barrows going back and forth. Drew Fenoro just got cars in front of him. He's not getting down in traffic. He goes to the bottom with John Barrows going into turn number 2.
Halfway this time by, Dave Shaw slotted into third place. But out front is all Russ Storr, Chuck Welling in second, Shaw third. Fenoro now takes over fourth, and John Barrows rounds out your top 5.
Keep an eye on Drew Fenoro. He's got a lot of power with that dirty. Running down the Volkswagen. The Volkswagen's got to put it up higher under the steering. If you look lap after lap, he's running him down. Each and every lap, he's running him down.
And look at Fenoro close on third place man Dave Shaw. The question will be, does he have enough laps to get around Shaw and take that third place? 2 to go this time by for Russ Storr.
Chuck Welling is holding a solid lead in the number 69, running the thank you to Jake Kittredge for letting him the time off the work to get himself race here today.
Russ Storr getting a little bit into lap traffic now as he takes the 1 to go. Battles for second, tightening up between Welling, Dave Shaw, Drew Fenoro, currently holding down fourth.
Dave Shaw creeping up on the back bumper of the number
Check them all. Stevie Dumas looking to let him go, and he does. We're racing. 24 abreast already down the main stretch. Derek, look at Toki Fenoro go to the outside.
Toki Fenoro using the track and the traffic to his advantage. He knows how to get to the traffic fast. Slides a
Mike Legel. Matt O'Brien closing in on him. Nick Bonoro now up into 5th after that little slide with the speedy drive. Bobby Seymour into 2nd, and Seymour looks to the inside of Legel. Going down the back stretch, another Volkswagen into the lead, and we're already at the halfway point. Seymour first, Legel in 2nd. The number 54, Patello up to 3rd, and Noki Bonoro up to 4th.
Bonoro, hot on his tail. He followed Willow. Huge traffic going down into 201. Holding a solid 2nd right now is Mike Legel, the number 77. He's in 2nd with low in 2nd, followed by Bonoro, O'Brien, Ed Ross, Mike Ordway, Jim Miller, and number 7, Phil Greenwood.
Only 2 to go this time by from Bobby Seymour. Legel pushing wide, dirt track, and out of turn number 4. That gives Patello a chance to tighten up. The race to watch on the Speedway is for 2nd between Legel, Patello in the 54, and Nick Bernardo as Bobby Seymour takes the white flag. Legel slides wide, loses that 2nd place.
77 up, Legel trips high, Patello and Bernardo go on past. Bernardo not about out of it as he tries to run down the 54. No, he's not getting the job done. Patello finishes 2nd, followed by Bernardo. Legel, I believe, Ed Broken, Mike Ordway.
Yep.
Signs, Acme Glass Center Auto Body from Plainville. 09, it's Chad Falcone. In 8th position, Danny's Auto Body. Rick Blake Chassis Safeguard Transmissions from Rochester, Mass. Number 30 is Robert Demers. Bringing up the rear of the field, from Easton, number 51, Mike T.
Green is out. We're underway in the Street Stock Consolation round. And our co-points leader, the 26, Peter Fernandez, the 4th, gets the jump. And oh! Jerry Smith goes around off the 2nd corner. Sisson gets involved. Napier hits the wall. And the 06 of Venus also involved in that. The 15 of Dale and the 51 of Teague all getting involved. That's going to bring out a caution before we even get 1 lap complete.
Not even a lap complete.
Thanks to
Oh, yeah, of course.
and Randall able to hang with him, but Fernandez is not to be denied. He wants to make it into the big show because if he doesn't, that throws away all hopes for the 1997 Street Stock Championship.
Randall in the 01, not giving up easily. Fernandez on the outside. Randall loose. Fernandez takes advantage and up through the back of Barry Shaw on the outside of the 85.
Barry Shaw moves to the 2nd groove. That opens up the low groove for the 44 of Gardner. The 55 of Blair rounds off the top 5 as the 28 of Billy Bedwood gets loose off the 2nd corner down the back center. He gathers it back up, but he's having some big handling problems. Black flag out for the 15 of Dale as he's got something dragging on that car. And oh, Napier goes around off the 2nd corner trying to get that car refired, and we stay under green.
Harold Fernandez leads the field with Randall and Shaw behind him. Shaw must be looking for an opening at this point. Any mistake made by Randall, he can get down on the bottom inside of Fernandez.
8 cars to qualify through this consolation round. Right now that puts Pete Rhoda 8th and down the bubble for this consi. This time by cross flags. Halfway, 5 down, 5 to go. Fernandez, Randall, Shaw, Gardner, and the rest of the group.
Fernandez, Randall, Shaw, still 1, 2, 3. Gardner in the 44, about a 5-car length distance between himself. What number is that? 7? 7. Yeah. Simpson in that 7 car. 5th. Blair in the 55, 6th. Everyone fighting it out for a top spot.
6 to go. Sticks are up this time. 2 to go for Fernandez. Trying to hold off Randall, Shaw, and Gardner, your top 4. Simpson 5th, Blair, Rose, and Rhoda, your top 8 cars. If they can stay the way they're running, those are the cars that we're going to qualify. White flag is out one more time around.
Fernandez in the 26 now, approaching lap traffic. Better to stay down the bottom, stay away from it because he's got the checkerboard coming out for him. Here it comes. Checkered flag.
Fernandez takes down the win second. Randall in the 0-1 third. The 85 of Barry Shore, Ray Gardner, and Pete Simpson round out the top 5 with Blair. Rose and Rhodey, your top 8 cars. Those are the cars that are going to make the move up. Everyone from Robert Demir back. Well, call it a weekend. Starting 9th on the field out of Barrington, Rhode Island. In the Duraflex bodies. Bakewood Agency Dunkin' Donuts, number 19. It's Eddie San Angelo. Outside of that, out of Warwick, Rhode Island, in the Shannon View Inn. Harrison Auto Body. Green is out, and we're underway.
Great racing action already for Mercury in the 0-8 to get the jump. We have contact made between the 59 of Pippin and the 0-1 of Quarterly.
Bob Murray gets the jump out front on the start. Quarterly up to second, Murray third, Joannis. And Big John Pippin rounds out the top 5 as they all battle 3 cars to make the move up 15 laps of distance. Joannis looks underneath Murray down the back straightaway. This is the final shot for a lot of these drivers.
15 laps of distance in this consolation race. In the meantime, Rob Murray in the 0-8 leads the field.
Murray's got a 3-car length lead over Dale Quarterly. Quarterly trying to hold on. Joannis looking to the outside. Look at the 27X of Lazat trying to work his way through traffic, getting by the one at Dick Houlihan. Now looks to the outside of Pippin, and Joannis trying to take away that 3rd spot from George Murray.
Joannis in that 37 is really on the zoom on the outside as they travel down the back straight. Pippin in the 59 effectively blocking out any kind of action to challenge Joannis. Joannis looking for the car that is around George Murray.
Big battle for 3rd as the 9 of
Bondolillo.
Bondolillo, thank you very much.
Joannis really is on the zoom now as he gets around the outside and Dale Quarterly.
Joannis has got that 37 dialed in. That guy needs some controversy, needs some, not controversy, he needs a little extra to get into the main event. If you were here last year, you know why. Murray now looks to the outside of the 0-1 of Quarterly, trying to get back that 3rd spot, this time by its halfway.
8 down, 7 to go for Murray in the 0-8. Joannis, Murray in the 81. That's George Murray. Quarterly now face back. Houlihan looking down on the knees for the bottom end. Way up high into the marbles goes the 25X for the car.
Rob Murray continues to set the pace. Joannis second, Murray third. They pulled away. Oh, Houlihan! Hey, St. Angelo, the 27 of Lazat, all go around the 86 of Russ Griffin. Nowhere to go, gets involved. The hardest hit on that one had to be the 19 of Eddie St. Angelo with Greg Cakeland on the automobile. Top brake, you can see a lot of fluid out from the 86 of Griffin as he hit hard. The track is out, and Rosenfield stalls, and look at the jump Joannis gets.
Joannis is really on the move. He's got a lot of car. Gets around Murray. Down the back straight he goes for the lead.
What a jump he got. Joannis out front. Murray, third and fourth, and Holden rounds out the top 4 with a 28X. Oh, John was out, trying to hold on to 5th. 3 cars to make the move up. 2 of them just could be Murray.
That's Glenn Martell, Kevin in the 28X, Lazat in the 27.
Single file, your top 4 cars. Big John Pippin battling for 5th spot between the 28X of Martell. Henshaw right behind them, along with the 60X of Paul McElhaney.
Kevin, will you keep your eyes on that 37? Is that guy on the zoom or what?
He is flying. Sticks are up. 2 to go in this first Pro Stock consolation round. Joannis, Murray, and the 81 of George Murray. As they run 1, 2, 3, Stormin Owen, Holden, and Big John Pippin, your top 5 with 1 lap to go. Down the back, straight away for the final time. Into 3, out of 4, taking down the win. Larry Joannis, Rob Murray second, George Murray third, Norm Holden 4th, and Big John Pippin rounds out the top 5, and George Murray took a great time to spin after the checkered flag.
Number 25 is John Dabrowski. On the inside of the 7th row, Able Concrete forms JR's Auto Supplies from Tiverton, number 91, Charlie Rose. On the outside of Charlie in the 14th position, driving the 2X, it's Travis Benjamin. On the inside.
Green is up, we're underway.
By the way, that 4X was qualified for the time trial by Tex Barry, but Naparco is in it now for this consolation.
Bobby Tripp jumping to start just a little bit. Oh, the slide for life by Doug Morrow in the number 79, and Zingali goes around. That's going to bring out a caution before we even complete one lap.
At 4. We're racing. Dion now trying to get around the outside view in the 72. Dion running hard. He likes that outside.
Oh, Phil Burrell goes around and, oh, just misses the wall out in turn number 2. And another time.
Flag out for the 80.
To hit the straight, Kuhn and Dion. Green is out. And Kuhn again gets the jump over Dion. As Dion tries to hold on to the outside, tries to settle in for second. Cirillo sits there, Pellin fourth. Gamache and Tripp battle for that 5th and 6th spot.
Single file they go down the front straight all the way back to the 12 of Pellin, who's in 4th. On the outside, though, is Tripp in the 88. He's on the zoom, trying to get around Pellin now, fighting it for 4th.
Top 3 single file, Kuhn, Dion, Cirillo. Bobby Tripp in the number 88 trying to work the high side as LaPerchins and Galley go at it deep in the field.
But still, the top 3, that's all we're concerned about, to get into the consolation and get into the feature rather. Way up top, Tripp still trying to get into that 3rd spot in his red 88. Around the outside of Pellin. As well.
Kuhn and Dion continue to run 1-2. And here comes Tripp on the outside. Him and Cirillo battling for that 3rd spot. Trying to work their way to the front into a qualified spot.
Wow, Tripp is on the move. He goes way on the outside, way up top. Cirillo down the bottom gets a little loose in the dust. Tripp manages to hang on. Now he's virtually on the outside of Dion.
Kuhn has opened up a 4-car length lead between him and Dion. Tripp works the outside. He's gotten by Cirillo. Now tries to get by Dion.
Well, Tripp is going to come to a place. He can maintain that spot right there. At least he gets himself into the 100 lapper at the halfway point. 8 down, 7 to go.
7 laps remain for Jimmy Kuhn Jr. in the 72. Wayne Dion in the 99. And Bobby Tripp, driver of the number 88 Pro Stocks, as they try to qualify for the 100-lap open competition event.
So now he becomes desperate for Bobby Pellin in the 12 to get down underneath Cirillo.
And also Matt Dewey in the 02, who finished 4th in the points this year, sits about 5 spots out of qualifying. Pellin and Cirillo, Pellin to the inside of Cirillo, but Cirillo able to slam the door as they get it into 1 and 2.
I think at this point Dion's comfortable where he is and he'll stay there. Keep that car in one piece because there's some serious competition ahead in that 100-lap Pro Stalker.
This time by, the sticks are up, 2 to go. For Jimmy Kuhn, Wayne Dion, and Bobby Pellin Jr. I'm sorry, Bobby Tripp. Bobby Pellin sits 5th on the field, now trying to get to the outside of Cirillo. Matt Dewey right there, trying to wait for a hole to get by. White flag is out this time by. One more time around, his Tripp goes to the outside of Dion.
Dion is desperately trying to keep Tripp on the outside, keep him up top, but it's not working. As Tripp zips down on the inside, look at this now with the checkered flag.
Jimmy Kuhn taking down the win with Bobby Tripp 2nd, Wayne Dion 3rd. Dion just making it into the show.
Just barely, but he does it.
Bobby Pellin, 1 spot out, Cirillo.
L from Plainfield, Connecticut. In the 23S, Sean Buffington.
To hit the strike off the 4th corner. Isimone waiting, and waving the green flag.
Bob Carrera with
But it's a no-go.
I didn't think so. Attempting for the green on the line at 4. We've got it. We are racing.
There we go. That's a good one. That's what we was waiting for. And Vogel in number 3 works his way. And look at Buffington 3 wide. And before they hit the second corner, he's already up to 6.
Buffington really on the zoom down that back straight.
Makes it 3 wide off the 4th corner into a qualified spot.
Those cars run very well at the top of the track.
Buffington up to 3rd, now gets by the 7C of Ferrero and sets his sights on Bob Vogel, who drives the number 3.
So Buffington, who started dead last in 11th place, finds himself now in 2nd, only behind Vogel in the 3. Ferrero in the 7C now a distant 3rd, with the number 9 car of Fournier in 4th.
The 33 car, that's John Ebert, sits 5th. He's the last car to qualify if he can hold on. Right behind him, he's got the 29 of Jerry Robinson. Robinson looking to make it into the show for tomorrow's event. Up front, Buffington out front starts to pull away from the rest of the field. Vogel sits 2nd, about a 5/8 scale of 15 car lengths back.
Midpoint 50-50 on this race. The consolation race for this division. Buffington has a tremendous lead over the number 3 of Vogel.
The battle now for 5th, the 29 of Jerry Robinson trying to get by. Nope, that's the number 6 of Vincent Esposito trying to get by the 33 of John Ebert as they all battle right there for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. As the 7C loses a couple of spots and Carrero is out of a qualified spot, he's back to 6.
And the 06 ends up on the infield. That's Bobby Fiduccio down in the dust.
The 6 of Esposito, he's got that car running well on the inside. He's gone up to 4th. I'm sorry, up to 3rd. Right behind the 33.
Buffington virtually in lap traffic now in his 23S. 2 more laps for Buffington.
Sticks are up this time by, 2 to go. Buffington, almost a half a track lead over the rest of the field. Vogler sits 2nd, and Vogel in the, then comes the 33 of Ebert, the 6 of Esposito, and the 7C. Rounds out the top 5.
A third of a mile or less for Buffington in the 23 for that checkered flag. There's the checkered flag. So it's Buffington, your winner of the consolation. Bringing it in 2nd is the number 3 of Vogel. The 33. And the 33 of John Ebert.
The 6 of Vinny. And the Kevin's Professional Auto Detailing, Princess Limousines, J.R. Science, number 8, out of Swansea, Mass. It's Ed Gannon, the Service Automobile. Mike Rovard, the number 28. Bill Turgey in the 37, Billy Manchester. And Leroy Hudson rounds out the field. Green is out, we're underway. And the 62 trying to hold on out front. Estrella runs the high side off the 4th corner to come. And Estrella out front. The Fairhaven, Mass. West April back to 2nd. Here comes Ribby on the outside. Trying to get into 2nd. And look at Ed Gannon work the outside.
Ed Gannon's doing a great job on the outside. Taking the top line. Goodrow blocking Gannon off, though. Still, Estrella your leader. Ribby, Tetro.
6 cars to make the move up. Right now, it's a battle between McGee and the 8 of Ed Gannon the 3rd. As everybody tries to make it into the show. The top 2 guys are the top 2 in points. Estrella and the 18 of Steve Ribby.
You know, it's been a long day for these drivers, and you have to give them a tip of the hat for the endurance that they've shown us here.
This time by, cross flags are up. 5 down, 6 down, 6 to go. Fishville, Ribby, Tatro, Goodrow, the 21 of Corey Boudreau and the 10 of Fibber McGee.
Ribby making his move on the outside. The top line cannot do it, though. Trying to get around Estrella one more time, and it's
and he goes around and gets into the 95-1 into the wall, bringing out the first caution of this event.
Lawton doesn't have
Hold on to third. Here comes Corey Boudreau, the number 21, trying to take fourth away from Goodrow. Lawton up there.
Ribby again on the top side, trying to get around Estrella. Garrett Muscle needed to get through. Oh, we've got a mess in the rear.
Chris McGee, a hard hit, backing into the back straightaway wall. Glenn Lawton with some damage to the right front of that number 70. Third, your top 6. Green is out, and Estrella again gets a great big jump over the rest of the field.
Estrella, Ribby, Tatro, 1, 2, 3, but look out for that 21. He is on the move. Corey Boudreau, top side of Tatro.
Tatro trying to hold on to that third spot, but up goes the 21 of Corey Boudreau. Boudreau now takes over the third spot on the outside, but Tatro battling back, takes it back as they continue to battle side by side. Bill Goodrow, Jeff Goodrow, the number 31. Sits 5th and 6th is the number 8 of Ed Gannon. 8 cars to make the move up into the main event. This time by, the sticks are up. 2 to go. Estrella gets loose off the corner. Ribby makes a bit to the high side.
Estrella able to recover. Ribby once again looking high, looking low, out of the apex of 3 into 4. 1 lap to go. Estrella down on the bottom, looking to get in the inside. Excuse me, Ribby looking to the inside of Estrella. Does not happen. Checkerboard is flying. Here it is.
Estrella takes the win. Second, Ribby. Third, Corey Boudreau. Russ Tatro fourth.
Taking off pretty quick.
Russ left with Ordway, dive to the inside, barrel to the outside, but in front it's the left. Look at Ordway, chase the lap down that backstretch.
We've got a cross front at the bottom of turn number 2 and looks flag. The red number 5 of Larry Cheatham is front backwards. He's 6th. On the bottom.
Yes, he does. Barrel wide again. Ordway again to the inside. Tries to get around the lap. We got a smoker in trouble already. J.R. Booth and Brent Mowry getting together. Touching wheels, a miracle. Nobody went over in that one.
It's starting to pan out. The number 7X of John Farrell is out in front, followed by Mike Ordway. On the left, moving to 4th. I can't see who it is. It looks like Jim Miller with J.R. Booth Taylor, followed by Brett Mowry. And the number 7 of Bill Greenwood. But here comes the number 38 of Rich. Wow, Wall Store, thank you. Wall Store driving to that
Up front, battle for the lead. Ordway looking to the inside of Farrell. Farrell, that very potent Pontiac, stretching out a bit, but pushing wide, coming out of turn 4. Ordway again looks to the inside. Farrell cuts him off. The lap in third, and Jim Miller rounding out your top 4. J.R. Booth in 5th, and the guy on the bubble is the number 84, Brent Mowry. Remember, it only takes the top 6, as we've already reached the halfway point.
Mowry's holding back. We had a yellow out on the track. A car spun to the bottom. Car slowing down. We are under yellow flag. Bill trying to get the jump on the start. And get the green coming down turn 1.
Look at Ordway diving into turn 1. Ordway takes over the lead. Farrell third tracks it. He might have a tire going down, Derek.
I think he may have just overheated it. The tire probably with the toe laps got hard and was sliding on it.
Jim Miller slides into second. Bill Greenwood now into the top 3. And look at Paul Storr taking a hit from his son going around the outside into a qualifying position.
He still remains out with Ordway out the front. Bill Greenwood in second. Jim Miller, look at Paul Storr to the bottom of John Farrell. As he comes up at turn number 2, he's hot on the tail of Jimmy Miller, trying to run him down with 2 laps remaining. Here in a 3-car battle. Look at Paul Storr up on the bottom. As he goes into turn number 1, he gets Greenwood. As they come off at turn 2 now, Miller holds second spot, followed by
Cars in trouble at turn 4.
flag out on the track.
Doug Cleveland. Coming out of turn 4, we're going green. Look at Paulstor dive to the inside. Mike picked up second place. Miller fights back, but out front, it's all one way. Paulstor slots in the second. Trouble in turn 2.
Jump on the start from Jim Miller and Paul Stewart. He goes to the bottom. He's got the lead. Stewart fading back a little bit. John Farrell trying to go underneath him. He holds on to third spot with the white flag out. And 1 lap to go. Just a little bit. Farrell gets back ahead. He picks up the third spot. J.R. Booth sliding just a little bit. He does not make it in. The checker flag flies coming off the turn number 4. Frankfurt way, but it's followed by Jim Miller, John Farrell, Paul Stewart, the number...
I guess he's going to make it out. Is the 6 not coming?
I think the 19 has made it too. That got tanked.
This is the B main. Everybody qualifies for the B main.
No, but he got tanked into the wall.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's scheduled stuff doesn't mean he's going. So.
Right.
Looked like it possibly could fly off the block corner. Here they come. Bobby Pellin and Big John Pittman take the green flag. Pellin jumps out front. Pittman settles in for second right in front of Joey Cirillo. That opens up the outside lane for Glenn Martell in the 28X.
Martell taking top side. Cirillo down underneath. That Dewey in the 0-2. It is desperation from many of these drivers. The field now opens up in your top 3 as Pellin leads the field. Yellow flag is out.
The 25X. Joe Belton goes around off the first and second corner, bringing
Pellin leading the field.
gets that jump again. Cirillo follows through in the number 5. Pittman tries to hold on the outside. Dewey in the 0-2 trying to take away that 4th spot from Martell, trying to work his way to the front. Right behind him, Houlihan, Quarterly, and DeMar.
And Pittman and Pellin make contact. Pittman up high, trying to go topside. Pellin really hanging on to his line into turn 3.
Pittman gets a run going on the outside. Pellin trying to hold on, but Pittman's got the momentum going on the outside. We've got a race for the lead. Cirillo right there in the number 5, Martell and Dewey, your top 5 cars. Side by side up front. Bobby Pellin Jr. and Big John Pittman. Joey Cirillo right there.
And look at Cirillo, bottom of the track in number 5. He's in a great position there. If Pellin could relinquish that lead by going up too high against Pittman, Cirillo could snag it.
Oh, don't count on that from Pellin. Pellin's a master in holding his group. He's all alone out front. Now Pittman tries to settle in. There he goes. Settles in right behind for second spot. Third sits the 5 of Cirillo. Dewey is up to 4th. Here comes Houlihan on the inside.
Houlihan contact with Martell in the 28. Martell recovers very well as he gets down to the bottom line.
Pittman getting a good jump off the corners. He got a fight underneath Pellin down the front straightaway last time. Pellin was able to slam the door. Pittman holds on for a second. Cirillo now tries the second groove. Dewey gets underneath. It's a battle for that 3rd spot. Dewey on the inside of Cirillo.
Dewey doing a wonderful job with that 0-2, holding the lower line against Cirillo in the 5. Meanwhile, Pittman is looking to the inside of Pellin.
Pellin trying to hold on to that top spot. Big John Pittman in the number 59, trying to hold on, trying to work his way through and by into that top spot.
Pellin cannot break his concentration as he needs to hold off Pittman in that yellow number 59.
Well, Dewey's now in 3rd. He's all alone. Here comes the 28 of Martell into 4th. Cirillo back to 5th. As they all do battle, Dewey tries to catch the leaders as the M80 of Phil Burrell Jr. heads to the pit area. Single file race, and now comes Houlihan to the outside of Cirillo. Houlihan back in the 6th spot, this time by 13 down, 12 to go.
And that's the 25X of Joe Belton that Pelham is catching up to, just about ready to get into lap traffic, and Belton, with a little slipping and sliding, ends up a lap car.
That's okay. Dewey catches up to the top three. He's got 2 cars to pass in the next 10 laps to get to the front, to be able to take home the win in this B main event.
Bobby Kelman, this is white knuckle racing for that 12 car, with Pippin right behind him. Kelman, Pippin, Dewey, and the 28X of Martell.
The top 4 nose to tail. About a 5-car length lead between Martell and Sorello, who runs 5th on the field. Pippin not able to get by Pelham. Pelham doing a great job holding off all challenges, trying to take down the win. Dewey sits in 3rd, takes a look underneath Pippin on the main straightaway. Just doesn't have it up there.
Kelman has that car on rails.
Trying again to the outside now. Pippin takes a look. Dewey to the inside. Nothing near that time by. Still single file the top 3. Martell got 2 car lengths in back of Dewey. That lets the top 3 race amongst themselves.
Things are getting desperate now for Cerullo and Houlihan in the 5 and the 1 respectively. Something has to give between the top 4.
This time by, Ed Yerington waves in the field. 5 laps to go for Bobby Pelham Jr., Big John, Pippin, Matt Dewey. The top 3 cars, 1 will make it into the main event automatically. 4 more times around. Pelham holding his own against Big John. In the 59, Dewey falls back about a car length to 2 car lengths right behind Pippin. They're going to come up on the left car. Is Dewey going to be a problem? As Elmer Wheat, I'm sorry, going to be a problem at number 39, as that car is extremely, those Evos to the high side, and the leaders go by. Here they come, off of turn 4, the sticks are up. 2 to go for Bobby Pelham in the number 12. Down the back, straightaway they go, continuing to hold off the 59 of Pippin.
One more time, this 3rd mile oval for Pelham in the 12 and John Pippin in the 59.
Makes one last bid to the outside. Pippin in the 59. Can he get by Pelham? Down the back straightaway they go. Pelham holds his group through turns 3 and 4. Here they come. Checkered flag is waving, and Bobby Pelham takes the win. Pippin 2nd, Dewey 3rd. Martell and Houlihan, your top 5 cars.